Hello there. Today I want to go over a strategy I came up with to get all the bonus experience and all the treasure in Chapter 15 of Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. This is a strategy I like to call Operation Birdcage, and you will soon see why that is. Now, you don't have to bonus experience abuse anyone for this strategy to work, but for the sake of transparency, I'll be going over the units I'm using here. Ike, trained and with bonus experience. Reese, trained but with no bonus experience. Titania, trained, no bonus experience. Marcia, trained, no bonus experience. I promoted her early to try to fix her speed screwage, but I really shouldn't have done that. All I really ended up doing was make it so that she gains levels at a slower rate. Boyd, trained with bonus experience. Rolf, trained with bonus experience. Try training him without it, I dare you. Nephany, trained with bonus experience. Oscar, trained with no bonus experience. Soren, trained with bonus experience. Mist, trained with no bonus experience. I don't give bonus experience to my stab users. They usually end up getting tons of experience as it is. Jill, trained surprisingly without bonus experience. Soth, trained with tons of bonus experience. Donut experience. Mordecai, not trained, and Volk, not trained. All this strategy really requires of you is a trained Jill. That's non-negotiable. She's going to be taking a beating from this raven, this hawk, this cat, and this other raven. And she might need the elixir from Chapter 3. My Jill is usually healthy and tanky enough to go without it, but you all have it equipped on her just in case. Now, she doesn't have the Laguz Guard on. I'm giving that to Volk. Volk's at base with the Laguz Guard. He's going to get beaten up by all these high-level enemies around here. Well, high relative to the other enemies, but he'll survive. And you're going to want to train Mage, preferably Soren, for the sake of fighting the boss up here. Now, as a refresher, getting all the bonus experience requires that you only take down the boss, Maureen. Not only do you get bonus experience for every enemy left alive, you get more bonus experience if all of them are left alive. This strategy obviously requires both thieves, and even though Soth's really trained, I'm going to be treating him as if he's at base. He's not going to be getting attacked at all in this strategy. Marcia, I recommend having a trained Marcia, but it's not that required. Particularly if Soren triggers Adept while fighting Maureen. Which, by the way, I recommend having a high-level Fire Tome. If he's promoted, he doesn't have to be, but if he is, he gets a D rank in Fire automatically if he doesn't already, so you can give him L-Fire. Or you could give him a Forged Fire Tome. But that's ridiculously expensive, particularly in the Japanese version where forge prices are double. Now you probably know why this game gives you so much money. So, as for everyone else, all I really require is that everyone's tanky enough to survive one round of combat with a Laguz. You could probably find this out through calculation or trial and error. And what else was I gonna say? I guess I wasn't gonna say any. Oh, yeah, train Marcia. If Soren or your mage doesn't finish the job with Maureen, it's Marcia's job to swoop in and hit him, preferably with the Laguz Lance that you got from the last chapter. It's really heavy, but it's probably gonna be your best chance against Maureen. If you're unsure about your hit rates against him, you can just reset the chapter until Marcia has good biorhythm and Maureen has bad biorhythm, but even then, it's not going to be a guarantee. That is one of the two weak points of this plan. Marcia is not going to be guaranteed to hit Maureen should she be required to. So, going over everyone's jobs real quick. Jill is going to ferry Mordecai over here to recruit the secret character, and she's going to be pummeled by all these Lagoos in the process. Mordecai recruits the secret character, and then the two of them go over here to search for the white gem. This is the other weak point in the plan. They're not guaranteed to get the white gem, but the secret character, Stefan, his skill is 27, so he'll have a 28% chance of getting the white gem. Trust me, once you get to chapter 27, you're going to be banking on 27% chances. So, Stefan and Maureen are going to be getting the white gem, while Jill spends the rest of the map here luring in this hawk. By the way, for full bonus experience, you need to complete the map by turn 7. You have to finish off Maureen on the player phase, because he moves last on the enemy phase, and you can't really count on you or the enemy surviving until his round of combat comes around. Volk is going to be coming over here. First, Boyd's going to shove Volk. I would have one of my mages do it, but none of them have a constitution high enough to shove Volk. So Boyd's going to be a bit of a straggler. He's going to shove Volk so he can get the physics staff, and then the coin, while luring this tiger away from the rest of the group. And then he's going to make his way around here and get the statue frag on the last turn. So, he's going to get the guard scroll here, get the silver blade here, the coin here, the shine tome here, and he's going to be rescued out of danger by Marcia. And then he'll lie in wait for Jill to lure this hawk away, so he can get in position to get the boots on the last turn. He will be doing the legwork of the thieving. He won't be getting attacked at all. Don't worry about him. As for everyone else, well, they're the reason why this strategy is going to be called Operation Birdcage. Their goal is to trap this raven and this hawk against the south wall and prevent them from interfering with anyone else. As for how this will all be done, well, alright, let's do this. First things first. Jill ferries Mordecai over here. Boyd shoves Volk. By the way, the rest of your units are going to end up boxing in this cat as well. Because the cat's low level, you're not going to have much to worry about. The magic number, I'd say, to avoid getting doubled by the Lagoos that you're going to be trapping is 8. If you have 8 speed, you'll avoid getting doubled. But even still, you can bring like a high level unit like, or a high defense unit like Gatry. Even if he gets doubled, he won't be taking more damage than what he can heal with a vulnerary. Marcia, she's promoted, but I'm going to be treating her as if she's not, so I'm not going to have her move more than 8 spaces. Her job is going to be to lure in this hawk. And everyone else is going to begin their journey to the west. That's what I like about this strategy. It allows for full deployment for the sake of building supports. In fact, the more units, the better. In fact, I'm not sure if this could be done without full deployment. I have all my units somewhat trained, almost all of them, but a base Zehark and a base Makalov would probably suffice if you're looking for more units. Also, make sure everyone has a vulnerary on hand, whether they need it or not. Vulneraries are expendable, don't worry about conserving them. Now the Lagoos are transforming. The more points of defense Jill has on her, the better. That might be the difference between whether you're gonna need the elixir or not. Don't worry too much about rationing the elixir either. You end up getting more. Yeah, for some reason, that Raven, whether they're transformed or not, will still go for your units, and that's a big mistake on their part. So, the people I prioritize for boxing in the birds are cavalry and those without the constitution required to shove Soren. Soren, blah. Which, they're going to need to shove Soren, your other units, so that he can fight will ream when the time comes. Now, for luring in this hawk, you're going to need a bait unit. Now, your bait unit may very well be Soth, or rather, no, Soth should never be your bait unit, but the hawk might go for him. If you're concerned about that, you can have him brandish his weapon. I'm not, because I trained him up, but you can. As for your other units, this hawk may attack Reese or Mist. The bait unit I want is going to be Mist. Therefore, I'm going to want to box Reese in. Laguz can only attack at one range. I'm going to take advantage of this. So, move Marcia back here. Heal her. And have everyone get information. And have Boyd move towards the cat, because he's going to be one of the units I want blocking them in. Now, Volk has a very important job here. This tiger's going to transform on the next turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 move, 5 attack range. So, I'm going to want Volk to stay out of range of this tiger and this cat for the time being. Eventually, he's going to have to go in range of the tiger, but for now, have him go over here and get the coin. What I like about this strategy is how modifiable it is. Like, suppose you don't care about the coins and stuff like that. Suppose you don't care about the turn limit. And I'm going to have Mist milk the ward staff some more. Not that she really needs it. None of the enemies here do magic damage. And hope all goes well. Not much room for error, as you can see. Okay, everything's done perfectly. Now for Volk's next job, luring away that tiger. So this time, he's going to be in the tiger's attack range. He has the Laguz guard, so he's not going to be suffering any more damage from the tiger than what he'll be able to heal with the vulnerary. Which reminds me, I need to let you know, for some strange reason, if you use up everyone's vulnerary, if you use up all 3 charges of your vulnerary, you're going to equip your weapon. For some reason. I don't know why it's designed like that, but it just is. This is going to be the most dangerous turn for Jill, because she's going to have to drop off Mordecai here, so she can't use a vulnerary, and she's going to be getting attacked by 2 ravens and a cat. I recommend her having about 11 speed, so she doesn't get doubled by anyone here. I didn't give her any bonus experience at all. Most of the experience she got came from butchering the ravens in chapters 12 and 13, which I guess is in character for her. Mist here. She needs healing. And that job I'm going to leave to Soren so he can get some valuable staff experience. So he can start using physics staves. And, like a latch, these birds aren't going to trouble us anymore. Oh, man. Yeah, so that's going to be their job. Weathering attacks from these birds, and if your units aren't as tanky as mine, you got vulneraries. As for Soth, he's going to come here and get the coin here. And Marcia is going to get into position to get ready to pick him up on the next turn. 5, 6, 7. Right here. Because Soth's going to get in range of this cat, and I don't want this cat moving or getting any closer to the main group. Anyone else need healing? No. Very well. Time for everyone else to start moving towards that cat. And we're good. Forgive me for this, Jill. Yeah, 9 is how much damage those tigers usually do to him. Oh, she's going to get beaten up bad. She's only going to have 4 health remaining. Alright. So speaking of Jill, she's going to play defense for a bit. I'm going to have her brandish her weapon and use a vulnerary so that the enemies here will prioritize the other 2 people down here. There he is. Overpowered Swordmaster himself. He is going to be searching for the white gem, and he is going to unequip his overpowered weapon. Overpowered for this point in the game. It's a souped up killer sword. Or killing edge. Now what I like to have Volk do is get into this pocket right here. And of course heal up with a vulnerary. Poor cat stole his vulnerary. Or their, I don't know their pronouns. Stole their vulnerary and now I'm gonna box them in. It'll be a while before they transform. So I guess in the meantime I'm gonna have Soren heal Titania for some more staff experience. And have everyone else start heading for the cat. By the end of the next turn, I'm going to want Soren here. And I'll be able to manage that with some shoving. Speaking of which... I want to keep Soth out of danger of that hawk. Move 8, attack 1, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. And that's everyone. Everyone I need to be concerned about, so... Next turn. Or enemy phase. Now, Stefan is not invincible. So, if he gets hit by enough attacks, he will die. But, all they were really doing was buying time for Jill to heal up. Yeah, I don't even think I need the elixir. But if she has any less defense than mine does, you probably should. So now I'm going to brandish the Vague Kadi. These enemies are not going to be as enthusiastic about attacking Stefan now. Meanwhile, Jill unequips her weapon and uses another vulnerary. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright, hopefully she'll attract the attention of the Raven and the Hawk. She'll now be able to handle him without issue. Marcia is going to drop off Soth. and start becoming part of the guard, for the time being. Soren needs to return here. Ike's becoming part of the guard. And Boyd, who can't make it yet, he's going to shove Soren. And that cat will transform, and when it does, hopefully your units here are strong enough to survive a round of combat with it. Alright, that's not that good of a level up. Stole 2 vulneraries. I mentioned before, you don't need to worry about conserving vulneraries. Well, you're going to be stealing 2 in this map. Alright, everyone should be good. That cat's definitely going to go after Mordecai, which will help him transform sooner so he can better help Stefan look for the white gem. Meanwhile, these ravens will... This raven's not said to be transformed for much longer, so I'm not going to be worried about them for much longer. I think we're good. Yeah, I don't think anyone down there is even going to need a vulnerary. Reese is going to need healing, though. Yeah, figured. Go after Mordecai. Okay, that's the Raven and the Hawk, and the Hawk does much more damage than the Raven, so hopefully you're able to out-heal the Onslaught. Perhaps it's Jill's recompense for being such a racist. See, now Mordecai's transformed, and so now Stefan needs to unequip the Vekati so that these 2 will go after him. And I don't think Mordecai needs to take a vulnerary, but now he can give Stefan a vulnerary in case Stefan needs healing. So 13 and 28% chance to get the white gem, although I'm starting to run out of chances. I'm getting a bit worried here. Oh dear, the next turn is going to be my last chance. This Raven is going to de-transform on the enemy phase, so 7 and 4. You know what? You know what? Jill doesn't even need to take another vulnerary. Let's see. 17, 27, 17, 37, minus 26. Yeah. Yeah, she'll be fine on the next turn, actually. But now that she's lured away that Hawk, I can get Soth in position to get the ever-so-useful boots. Meanwhile, Marcia needs to reposition if she's to start fighting Maureen. So, I like to have her move here. She's going to get attacked by that cat, but that's the only way she'll get close enough to fight Maureen. I prefer it to be that cat, because I don't want this cat to run the risk of blocking Soren. Yeah. So, our guard's starting to be stretched a bit thin now. Someone needs to heal Reese. I think I'll have Soren do that, actually. Because everyone around here can survive fighting... Wait a minute. 20... 17. Just barely. Mist always cuts it close here. Yeah, I recommend having healers. Obviously, if you don't, maybe you could get away with everyone vulnerating up. But it's a risky endeavor. And now Volk gets the statue frag, which I'll be using on Boyd for the hell of it. With 2 statue frags, Void can Colossus any Bayork enemy. Not that it matters too much, but it's just for the sake of it. I like having occult scrolls on all 3 brothers. And I don't think we need to do anything else, so here we go. Poor Hawk. I feel so sorry for them. Thankfully, Jill's not going to be hurt anymore. Oh, she dodged! Awesome. I recommend training Marcia and Jill anyway, especially if you're going for a 100% run because they're required to recruit other units. Like, even in the last chapter, Marcia was required to recruit Makalov, and her being promoted is required to access a base conversation. Okay, this is our last chances to get the white gem. Nope. Yes! On the very last chance! Alright. I was prepared to do all this over again. Which I would have, because I've tested this strategy over and over and over again. And Soth gets the boots. I'm not sure if I mentioned this already, but I like having an Uber Soth for Radiant Dawn. It's just so fun. Now, how much you're going to need to shove your mage is contingent on whether or not they're promoted. In this instance, I think I'm only going to need to shove Soren twice. Yes, indeed. And, in fact, I can even have Reese heal Marcia, although Maureen run rounds my Marcia, so it doesn't matter how much health she has. But it's good to have staff experience for everyone. He gained a point of strength. I don't believe it. That's only a 5% growth. You have enough resistance as is. Oh, what the hell. You're the star of the show, so might as well. And now it's time for the main event. Come on, get adept. You could also try for a crit, although that's obviously kind of risky. Come on, adept. So yeah, I'm strong enough for Soren's Elfire and a Laguz Lance to defeat Maureen. If your Marcia's much stronger than mine, she could probably substitute with a Forged Seal Lance. Alright, who wants some? You? You? Didn't think so. I do care, though. I'm sparing all of them. No adept! Okay. It's all on Marcia now. Come on. Oh, that low skill. I am so worried about this. Even though the generic Tigers won round her, she got speed screwed so bad. Well, they're not totally generic, granted. They're two of the highest level enemies here. They're Maureen's bodyguards. Alright. Come on. please. Yes! Alright. And that's the map. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Although, most of it is going to south. So, I'm hoping this is able to help someone out there. This chapter is infamous for having all conflicting, convoluted objectives, so I'm hoping that my method works for you. I should have mentioned this at the beginning, but I'm playing on difficult mode. I'm not sure how applicable this method is to maniac mode. And, of course, it's going to be much easier on the lower difficulties. So, hope you enjoyed this guide. I will see you later.